to the Hawaii 5-0 Birthday Bash webinar, our first party webinar ever. And the reason that we wanted to do this is because we want to try to make life easier for everybody. And we have a couple of rules of thumb here. We want to make sure that we show you the time of your life. And I don't know how many of you were able to see the video that we produced after New Year's cruise last year. I'm not going to stream it here today because it's too slow. But after the presentation today, if you get a chance to go back to the home page and click on this very first one here, it's a very fast and exciting video, and I think you'll recognize a lot of people that are in it, that are members of the club, that have traveled with us. And the theme is the time of your life. And that's what we want to do for you. Not only the concierge team, but Robin and I here back at the office. And it just seems like over the last couple of years, it's gotten so difficult to help everybody with their vacation plans. And listen, it's a vacation. It's supposed to be fun. Nobody should be stressed out. And our documents were starting to look like the Dead Sea Scrolls. They were so long. So as I said earlier, even I myself wouldn't want to go through all of that. So what we want to do today is go through the highlights of what you need to do before you get on vacation, and then we'll take some questions afterward. But really, in a nutshell, all you need is your flip-flops, your bathing suit, some sunscreen, and a photo ID. We don't even need a passport for this one. So I'm going to introduce the team for the Hawaii 5-0 Birthday Bash, which is myself. I'm Tammy, the president of Fun and Adventure, and yes, it is my 50th birthday. And then we've got Michael Katz. Michael, I think he's here on the line with us.
Yes, howdy to everybody. I know some of you can't actually talk, but hopefully you can hear us. And we are looking.
Michael.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
Hear me?
Yeah, hi.
Okay. Oh boy, sorry about that. Anyway, if you can hear me, we are so looking forward to Tammy's birthday party, and what a place to celebrate it in Hawaii. So the combination is going to be great. And it's going to be nonstop. Before you know it, we'll be coming home. It's unreal. So we'll turn it over to you, Tammy, and look forward to seeing everybody.
Okay, great. Anybody who's on chat, give a shout-out to Michael. He's headed off on a cruise tomorrow, the Epic 50 Plus. So, Michael, bon voyage. Have a great trip, and thanks for being here. Everybody who's traveled with Michael knows that he is the supreme dancer, and he can merengue just about anywhere, according to our friend Mary Delia. But what you might not know is that he plays bass in his own rock band, which does cover music for Cream. And since we're all over 50, we do definitely remember those good old guys.
And everybody knows my secret.
I'm telling secrets here today, Michael, because
that's okay.
Once we get to Hawaii, it'll all be out. Anyway.
Yes, and didn't you say you're going to be bringing your trumpet to Hawaii?
Yes, that was my secret. Okay, tip for tat.
We're even.
Bye, Michael. Have a great cruise.
Okay, thank you.
We also have Gretchen joining us. She's a brand new concierge with Singles Travel International. She's coming from California. Read her bio. She's a very interesting girl. And she's an Africa specialist. She's been doing Africa for the last 10 years. And her secret is that she actually speaks Swahili. So if you are on the cruise and you hear her babbling in some language towards you, it's not because she suffered from her last Kilimanjaro climb, which she did do last year, but she's actually probably speaking Swahili, and she does do that to me on occasion without even knowing about it. So now that you've taken a look at who's going to be the team on board, and I just want to say to you that, again, stressing, vacation is vacation, so we're going to help you get set before you go, and then once you're actually on the cruise with us, we're there, your 24/7 team, to make sure that you have a great time. So let's start finding out how to meet some of the other members of the group. And you can see right here that there's actually 27 members who are chatting online, and something tells me that many of them are here on the webinar with us. But maybe there are some members who didn't even know the chat existed. And it's a perfect way to start to meet the other members of the group before you get started on the trip. It takes a big edge off that first day. Of course, lots of the members have traveled with us before, and you'll see across the who's going here that many, many members that join us have done lots of trips with us, but some are very brand new. So We want to make sure that everybody gets on board the ship and they know who's with us and they have a chance to see what the profiles are. And it's really easy to use. So if you click on Member Chat, there's a list of topics. Down below here are pages of topics, and all you have to do is hit Next or hit a particular page. If you're interested to see what somebody has to say about, let's say, Honolulu calendar of events that Amy booked, so it's so nicely lined up for us, you just click on that event or on that topic, and you're able to see the message. If you want to type something back to Amy, you can put it in here, and then just click Reply, and your message will show up on the screen for other people. If you want to create your own topic, just click on Create a New Topic, put your title in, post it, and then go back and put in your new topic. So it's very easy to use, and this is a place where the members are starting to get to know each other. They're finding last-minute roommates or roommates in advance. We're always matching members up for rides to the hotel, to the airport. And it's basically the best place to find out what everybody's doing. So if you look down the road a little bit, you'll see that not only are they talking about some deals and sightseeing and things like that, I think there was one that was very well visited that had to do with shore excursions. So just take advantage of this if you haven't already been on and see who's on, meet your fellow cruisers, ask questions. Now this particular chat was created for member-to-member interaction, and we do take a look at it. We're not on it every day. So if you have a burning question that you want to find out about and somebody from the chat hasn't answered you, just send us an email directly to the office. Both Robin and I are here, and we're happy to help you out with that. So remember, what happens on the chat stays on the chat. So I'm not going to drag you out to the chat, but it's there for you. And once you get on there, it'll be a much more pleasant vacation for you when you try out what's happening on the chat. So let's move over to our itinerary. And we're going to go in a very brief way over it because I don't want to ruin all the good things. You'll have plenty of time to enjoy it once we get to Hawaii. On our itinerary tab, you've got the day-to-day, port-by-port, hour-by-hour description. And we're going to be starting out with our pre-night stay in Honolulu. So there are some members who have a 2-night package, some have a 1-night package. I'm going to talk about the 2-night package for a little bit here. And I'm going to bring up a shot here of our hotel, which is the Outrigger Reef on the beach. It's a luxury hotel, and we are literally right on the beach. You can see here from the window that there's a view overlooking Diamond Head. You know, look at that picture. Aren't you guys glad you're going with a singles group? Really? So the hotel is 5-star. We're located on the beach. And when you arrive at Honolulu Airport, transportation to the hotel is very easy. All you have to do is grab the shuttle by Roberts of Hawaii. It's about $9 one way, and it runs 24 hours every 20 minutes. When you get to the hotel, Gretchen, Michael, and myself will be there. We'll check you in at our famous STI hospitality desk. Will be hugs and reuniting. And for those of you who are coming for the very first time, I think I want to reiterate once again that it always looks like everybody knows each other, and actually on this trip that will be close to being true. But everybody had a first time. And so for my members that have traveled with us many, many times, take a look around the room for the first couple of days, and if you notice that there's anybody there that's not really as involved as the rest of the group while you're kissing and hugging everything, reach out and say hello to them. And I have one member who's on the chat right now who remembers that very well, and she's actually the designer of the SDI t-shirt. That's Kathy, and her first experience with us was just like that, thanks to Chris and Terry and Bambi who reached out to her on that very first day. And so when you get to the hotel, we'll check in at our hospitality desk, and the rest of the evening is free. But the good news is we are in a super location in Waikiki Beach. Our hotel is here. It's the Outrigger Reef. And this is the ocean. So we're located smack on the ocean. Even Trump has worse real estate behind us. But this is called the Beach Walk, and it's a relatively newly marketed section of Honolulu, and it's got all kinds of restaurants and clubs, and it's all within walking distance of our hotel. And for those of you who can't do without, there's a Starbucks coffee, so you can grab that in the morning. However, our package does include breakfast. So that first night out, we'll go into one of the areas. Maybe we'll have happy hour at Roy's or the Yard House, and then we'll have dinner. And, of course, Michael and Gretchen will have already scoped all the good places out, all the good happy hours, and we'll be making some reservations at the local restaurants. So by the time you get there and unpack, it'll be nice and easy for you. The next morning, anybody that's willing is welcome to hike up to the crater of Diamond Head with me. We're going to we'll be in our PJs, and we're going to grab our flashlights, and then we're going to head over to Diamond Head. So it's just a very free and easy kind of optional thing to do that's fun, and if you're willing to do that with me, we'll all jump in cabs, and it costs about $5 to get in, and we'll just go ahead and do a nice morning hike and catch the sunrise at the top of Diamond Head, which will be beautiful. So the rest of our day on Friday is completely free to just chill out, do whatever you'd like. Our hotel has some really cool options. You can do lei making. They're going to have hula lessons, ukulele playing, and, of course, we've got some tours scheduled for Honolulu, which were very last-minute additions. I think we've got surfing and a bike ride, if anybody's interested in that, on the Shore Trips website. And we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We have Barry Karp, who is joining us. He's the president of Shore Trips, to talk to us about the day-to-day on our cruise. And then on Friday evening, we're going to have a special reception for those members of the group that booked that package with STI and are staying at the Outrigger. And I'm still working out the details. I'm still negotiating them so we can get more than one drink per person. So stay tuned for that, but guaranteed it'll be STI quality and it'll be lovely. And then the evening is free for dinners and all kinds of fun things. And by that time, we'll start to be getting over our jet lag a little bit, because those of us coming from the East Coast will take a little bit longer than those from the West Coast. On Saturday morning, we have a Pearl Harbor tour. And I'm relatively sure that almost everybody that's on the package is participating in the Pearl Harbor tour, which is a must-do if you're staying in Honolulu. And the reason that we did this package was so that we could get up early, and it's first come, first serve here. So we're leaving the hotel at 6 o'clock because we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get in and see the Arizona. And our tour will include a short clip, and then we'll actually take a boat out to the Arizona, and we will be right here on this bridge. We'll be able to view the Arizona and hear all about that terrible day in our history. From there, our private coach will take us with our luggage, continue on, and do some more sightseeing of the Honolulu area before we drop off at the ship. And by the way, it is St. Patrick's Day, so I was hoping that our members will be commemorating the day by wearing something green. So please remember that, and I'll talk about the themes in just a little bit. I'm just going to check in and see if Barry is here with us. Barry?
Barry's here.
Hi, Barry. How are you?
Fine. How are you doing, Tam?
I'm fantastic. I'd like to introduce Barry Karp. He is the president of Shore Trips, and Shore Trips has been a partner with Singles Travel for many years now, and they provide our shore excursions to just about anywhere in the world. They make it easy for us. We provide a variety of shore excursions for each one of our vacations. And, you know, let's face it, there are hundreds of things to do in each of these ports, but after taking our singles out on vacations for years and years, we've learned that more times than not, they want to be together. And it's all about the fun and the camaraderie. And so sometimes if you see a limited amount of options on our site or as choices for, let's say, in a single port, and you'd like to do something different, we're always able to add another tour. And chances are if you're thinking about it, so will somebody else. So our whole idea is to be together, get together, and of course there's no pressure. You're always open to do whatever type of tour you'd like to do. But Short Trips does a bang-up job, and the thing is that we stand behind everything that they do and they represent. So it's a safe way to venture off while you're on vacation. So, Barry, I'm going to turn it over to you in 1 minute. I just want to show the members here that from our website, we recently tried to make it easier, and we've added a quick link on every itinerary for all of our vacations now that are cruise-oriented so that you have a quick access to the Short Trip options for that particular cruise. Now, here's our brand new site, and Barry, I'm turning over to you.
Okay, thank you, Tammy. Hi, everybody. So, Short Trips is a company, my company, and we started this company 10 years ago because we felt that the shore excursions that the cruise ships provide are too big and too overpriced, and we thought we could do a better job. But we were travel agents many years ago, so we sold our travel agency. We started Short Trips. And one of the first areas that we wanted to go to create excursions was Hawaii. I mean, I've been going to Hawaii for all of my life. My family started going to Hawaii when I was just a kid, and we've been going there. We started going to Hawaii when the Royal Hawaiian Hotel was the only hotel on the beach at that time. There were a couple of hotels around it, and we used to go to Hawaii. We would see all the new hotels being built, and then we'd start flying over to the other islands and see how those islands were getting built up. And it's changed, but Hawaii is still absolutely in 99% of the area. It's absolutely pristine and gorgeous, and I am so envious that you guys are going to Hawaii. So we put together some great trips. All you have to do is go to the Short Trips website. There's a link on Tammy's site, right, Tammy? I think you said that there was a link.
Right.
And
I've
if you
it right now.
Right, and that'll take you right to. Why did you click on Experiences? There you go. That's the first thing you'll see when you click on Tammy's link. By the way, if you just click on shorttrips.com, if you ever just come to shorttrips.com, Tammy, click on the flower right where you're. There you go. This is what the front of our website looks like. So, and the picture after this one, I think, is my Hawaiian picture. Let's wait for it to come up. You there? Oh, yeah, there he is wearing his lei. And you're going to feel this way. Believe me, as soon as you get to Hawaii, you're going to feel like you are in heaven. Okay, so if for some reason you're here and you want to find the group and you don't know how, Tammy, you click on groups. Oh, you didn't have to?
I know. I went back again. Sorry, Bear.
Okay, so move down a little bit where it says find your group. Move down, right there. Up there, right there, and click on that. And this is a list of all the groups that we have on our site, and your group is like number 4 from the top, or is it number 5? So just find the one STI Hawaii 5, what do we call it, 50 birthday bash, and click on that.
Clue, Barry. Hawaii 50.
I can't read, by the way. So did you click on it?
You got it.
Click. And I'm waiting for the screen to change, and there it changed. Okay, and that takes you to where Tammy's link would normally take you. Okay, so let's talk about Honolulu. Guys, Honolulu is my favorite spot of all of the Hawaiian Islands. I love Honolulu. I love it because The water is gorgeous. There's great hotels. There's great restaurants. The nightlife. People stay up late at night. They party all the time. It's got all of these different cultures living there together. It's got residential neighborhoods. It's got the old military bases there. I just love everything that you could possibly do in Honolulu. So we have created a couple of trips for you, Tammy. One of them is learn how to surf. You can, if you click on that, Tammy, why don't you click on the blue Learn How to Surf with the Best? When you click on that, you will get a full-page description of the tour. Anybody, you can do this. And you could read all of that. And if you're interested in this trip, you can move it to a shopping cart. Let's see, how do we move it to a shopping cart? Are you looking? So am I.
There it is, right here.
Right there.
I actually did it right from that home page and added it, but I guess you're right. People would want to read the description. So there we go. So I just did that right here. I'm going to bump it up a little bit so everybody can see. Here it is, add to the cart. And then...
Don't check out yet, just keep shopping.
Okie doke.
There you go. It's really a simple system to use. That surfing trip, the instructor of that surfing trip will guarantee that you will get up. I have done this. I am an old man. I have done this so many times, and you kind of forget after a few years. I get up all the time. And when I take friends and they do the same surfing trip, everybody gets up. He is absolutely superb. They teach you a little bit on the beach, and then they go out to the water, and, this is protected waters here. The waves are absolutely perfect, and you will get up and you will experience how to surf. That's a great trip if you just want to get under the sun and relax and show off your new bathing suit. Now, if you like to bicycle, and especially if you like to bicycle downhill, try the other trip in Honolulu that we're offering, which is a little bit of a bike and a little bit of a hike. And you'll build up a little bit of a sweat, and we'll reward you with a little bit of beverages and a little bit of snacks, and you'll see a lot of the gorgeous part of Oahu out in the wilderness. And then we go out into one of the famous valleys, and we look for a 200-foot waterfall, and we'll hike out to that waterfall. So if you're that type, if you like to hike and bike, this is a perfect trip for you. Let's go over to Maui. What do you say, Tammy?
Okie dokie.
Okay. Now, you're going to be in Maui for 2 days. On the left-hand side of the page, you'll see that you're going to be in Maui on the 18th of March, and you're also going to be in Maui on the 19th of March. So we have given you trips that we think are superb for both days.
Do we dock in there?
Say that again?
Do we dock there, or do we tender in?
You actually dock. You dock in a great marina called shipping marina called Kahalui.
Okay, so no tenders, right?
No tenders. So it's really easy to get on and off the ship, and it's really fast.
Do we tender at any ports?
No.
I'm sorry. Do we anchor at any ports, or do we always dock?
You might be anchoring Hilo.
Okay.
Right. Hilo does have a terminal and a pier, but some of the ships are now anchoring, and they're bringing you in that way. But I think that's the only one.
Thank you.
Maybe Kona. Oh, Julie just said Kona. All right. So let's take a look at Maui. One of the famous things to do in Maui is to take that road to Hana. We have that trip for you. Hana is to get from Kahalui to Hana. It's a long drive, but you see the most gorgeous waterfalls as you travel, and you wind your way along the coastline to this little gorgeous town of Hana. It's a great way to see the real gorgeous countryside. So that's one trip that I think you should do. You know, there's another trip that really is a great day, and that is our Hang Loose Maui tour. That's being offered for those of you who want to go to the beach. Tammy, are you going to go on the beach trip?
That is my tour because I get car sick on the road to Hana.
And this is a great way. I mean, what do you think of Hawaii? You think of beaches and water, right? So this is a great little trip. What we're going to do is pick you up at the cruise ship here. We're going to take you to a beach near Lahaina. Everybody's heard of Lahaina, the old whaling town. It's great. And then in the afternoon, after you get nice and suntan at the beach and hang out on the water, if you want to do a little shopping, we're going to have transportation for you to take you from the beach to the shopping area of Lahaina. And some of you, if you want to go whale watching, now March is a great time to whale watch. There is this optional trip right below it to take you whale watching. And if you do that trip, then we will pick you up at the beach. We will take you to the whale watch. We'll pick you up after the whale watch and then bring you back to the group. So that's a great way to spend your afternoon. And I think what we're going to do then, to correct me if I'm wrong, Tammy, I think we're going to take everybody to a restaurant that evening, and everybody, it's at your own expense, paying for dinner, but you'll all have dinner together at some restaurant in Lahaina. And Melanie in my office, I think, is working out the logistics on that. Is that right?
Yeah, I wanted to explain where this is coming from because we are actually docking in Kahului, which is about 40 minutes from Lahaina. And the sweet place to be is Lahaina. Kahului is pretty industrial, and there's not a lot there. Lots of good things to do if you're going to road to Hana or you're going to bike, etc. But we wanted to have an opportunity for everybody to just go to the beach, chill out, and hang out in Lahaina. Shop. We also buy macadamia nuts somewhere. And then just hit a happy hour and enjoy some dinner in a typical local environment because we'll be on board the ship every night. And, yes, of course, dinner's included. But if we take the Norwegian Cruise Line has a shuttle that goes into Lahaina, which is, of course, an option, they head back to the ship at 3 o'clock. And I really want everybody to see Lahaina and just chill out and get a feel for the real Maui. And, of course, it's a touristy area. It's not like Don Ho's going to live around the corner or something. But this will give you a way, and we don't have to rush back to the ship. So we have our own private coach. We're leaving at noon so that those members that want to do that really want to do the downhill, and there's quite a few of you, you'll get back around 10:30. So we will wait for you, and we'll leave at noon. And then we'll just head to the beach. You can take a nap on the beach. We'll, have a nash. They're snorkeling right from that beach, and then we'll drop off everybody that's going to the whale watch, and then we'll head over to Lahaina and get our shopping in and our happy hour, and then the whalers will come back, and we'll all have dinner somewhere cool.
Right.
And
what happens if... Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. What happens if you don't want to do the whale watching and stuff like that, but you just want to go to Lahaina? Is there a way to meet the group? But I understand it's like
I'm going to be on the tour, so after that you don't have to worry. But we will have the group. Maybe everyone's going to go to whales, but you don't have to. That's how it's designed, because we know everybody didn't want to do whales. So now most people do. Everyone loves a whale, but it's designed for that choice. So some of us just want to shop, do a little beach, do a little shopping, and have a nice, comfortable, relaxing dinner together with the rest of the group. And so we are going to shuttle the whale watching members back and forth, and we'll all be together, and I'll be there, and I'll have the driver's number, and we'll be great.
Okay, so when we're on board, if we just want to go for dinner, we see one of you, and you'll arrange for us to get there.
Are you talking about back on ship?
Yeah, I mean, like if we just want to go during the day and shop, we don't want to go to the beaches. Is there a way to meet the group that evening for dinner?
Yes, Sandy, yes.
Okay.
And we'll, if you want to do that, we'll drop you off in Lahaina, and I'll have my cell phone. You have your cell phone. It's the U.S., so we can connect very easily. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever you want. Your wish is our command.
Good.
All right. So, Tammy, I might be wrong, but I get this impression that this group stays up all day and all night.
We do. We never sleep.
All right. So then we've got something for this group. If they're a nighttime group, an all-night group, we have a bicycle down Haleakala that starts at, what time does it start? 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. This is just an unbelievable experience. We'll pick you up at the cruise ship at 3:30 in the morning, and we'll drive up to the volcano, the most famous volcano that I know of, Haleakala, and we'll get up to Haleakala right when the sun is rising on this volcano. It's a spectacular sight, and then you'll be given a bike, and it's downhill for like 3 hours. We make stops along the way. We go past the cowboy country of Maui, where the ranches are. I mean, there's ranches on Maui. There's ranches on the Big Island. They're really, really interesting. We go through the little villages as we come back. It's a great trip. It's what they call the quintessential Hawaiian experience, taking a bicycle from the top of Haleakala volcano all the way down back towards Kahului. It's a great trip. I think everybody who likes to get up early and do crazy things should do that trip. We go on to a next port. Tammy, are you there? Okay.
I'm here, Barry.
Okay, I was wondering what happened to you. Your next port is the Big Island. The Big Island, we call it Hawaii, right? And there's two sides of this Big Island. There's the rainforest side, and that's Hilo to the right. And the other side, the arid side, the desert side, is Kona. Now, the big thing to do in Hilo, in my opinion, the big thing to do is either get up in the air and see a volcano from the air. So we have, in Hilo, we have a helicopter sightseeing tour. And for those of you who don't want to go up this, by the way, I've done this helicopter so many times. It's spectacular. They're wonderful, fabulous machines. They're very comfortable. They sit 4 people in the back, and then there's 2 people who sit in the front with the pilot. No matter where you sit on this aircraft, you have a great view, and you really have no understanding what a volcano is until you get up in the air and you look down on it. And it's a gigantic mountain, of course. It takes a good 20 minutes to just fly from the airport where we take you. When we pick you up, we take you to the airport to get to the volcano, and then we circle around the volcano, and then we start looking for waterfalls, because all around this volcano there are waterfalls. This is Hilo is a rainforest area, gets a lot of rain, and it's a fabulous excursion. For those of you who maybe don't want to get up in the air, you want to stay on the ground, we're also running a tour to the volcano where we're going to pick you up. We're going to take you up to the volcano by van or by motor coach, depending on how many people are doing this trip. And there's the world famous volcano house up there. There's the visitor center. You'll see what a volcano is all about. It's a great trip. On the way back, we make some stops, some of the plantation stops, so you can pick up some Kona coffee from the other side, or you can pick up some macadamia nuts. It's a wonderful trip. Well, we also have this private volcano national park tour, and I'll tell you, this is for people who just want to kind of get away from the crowds. This is only 6 people. We have 3 people signed up for it right now. We have room for 3 more people. It's kind of a deluxe way of seeing this volcano. It's in a van instead of in a larger vehicle, some people want to do that, and I guess it was requested by some people, so we're looking for 3 more people to do that trip. So if you want something very luxurious, this is the trip. Just click on it, and you'll see a full-page description of how wonderful it is. Then the next day, the ship kind of sails around Hawaii and goes to the other. Well,
can I ask a question? On the volcano trips, do you see the lava flow on these, or do you have to do the helicopter in order to see the real lava flow?
Good point. The government will not allow any tourists to get close to the lava flow, and most of the time the lava flow is a trickle, and from the ground it's very difficult to get up near it to even see it. It's when you get up into the air that you're going to see the steam rising and you're going to see the lava flow. You'll also see from the air how the old lava flows have come down from this volcano cone and come towards the ocean and kind of destroyed everything in its path. And the only really way to see this is if you get into the air and you get on a volcano, if you take one of these helicopter trips. Just a wonderful experience.
Thank you.
Let's go to Kona, okay? In Kona, we're doing a couple of different trips. We have a sport fishing trip if you want to go fishing. We have a sightseeing tour. And we have, my favorite trip is the afternoon rafting and snorkeling. The coastline of Kona has caves, and there's just so much to see. The reefs are beautiful. The caves are gorgeous. You might be able to spot 1 or 2 whales during that day. We take you out on an inflatable boat. It holds about 20 people. It's a lot of fun. And then the final day. The final port is not the final day, but the final port is Kauai. Kauai is the Garden Island, and I think we're doing a luau there. Is that right, Tammy?
I think so.
The birthday luau.
Right. And I think this luau I think we have like 40 people already booked on this luau. There's still room for it. It's going to be, by the way, this luau is run by an old family that my family knew 60 years ago. Their luau is on a sacred river, and there's boat rides along this river. On one of the boat rides, if you take the boat ride, they'll reenact the Hawaiian wedding song. This is probably the most authentic luau that there is in Hawaii. There's so many luau's like in Honolulu at the hotels, but those are big, brassy corporate things. This luau is run by an Hawaiian family who have been doing it for years, and it's beautiful. It's very well. They serve wonderful food. There's excellent entertainment. And if you do nothing else, you should do this luau. What else do we have?
My pig there, Barry. That one right in front, guys, that's my pig. So you'll have to fend for yourselves on the other ones.
By the way, Tammy, if you ever get to Miami, let me know, because I've got a restaurant in Miami that will serve you pig on 4 courses of your dinner, including dessert. So,
I'm there this weekend.
Right. There this weekend. It's called Michael's. It's in the Miami Design Center district, about 60th and Biscayne. It's called Michael's Genuine. And if you go in for pig cheeks or pig ear, it's the place to go.
All right. Thanks.
And Hawaii's got great barbecue. Oh, what happened? You lost your group?
Okay, I'm coming back. Yeah. I got
so
excited about the pig.
So people, you can go right to Shore Trips, and you can make these bookings yourself. And we really want you to make the bookings soon. Make them tonight while they're still fresh in your mind, or at least go in here and move them over to your favorites And if you have any questions, you can call us at Short Trips. Our telephone number is in that Contact Us strip on the top of the page. Just give us a call and tell us that you're with Tammy, and we'll go through all these trips with you if you still have questions. But going back to Kauai, we also have, other than that luau, we also have a great golf outing if you want to do that. We have a sightseeing tour in Kauai, and I think because you're there for 2 days, aren't you, Tammy?
Yes.
We also have.
Kauai.
We also have an ATV trip, and we have a helicopter tour. Now, remember, we have a helicopter tour back in the Hilo area to see the volcanoes, but this helicopter tour is basically we're after gigantic waterfalls because Kauai, the center of Kauai is the wettest spot on Earth. Or is it in the United States? It is a wet spot. It rains a lot, which means that there are fabulous waterfalls that you can see, and you can only see it by helicopter. You can't drive up to them. You've got to get up into the air and take a look at it. And this is one great trip. So there's a lot to do. You've got a lot of time. You've got plenty of time to just relax on the beach if you want to. Take some of these excursions, and you will really experience Hawaii. And I suggest you go into the site tonight, like I said, and read these things through and make decisions. Some of these trips are going to sell out, so please, I know that sounds like a tough line, so please try to make your decisions as soon as possible. And Tammy,
thank you, Gary, very much.
Birthday, so happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm celebrating already. Thanks, Barry. I appreciate your help. And I know that Melanie did say that one of the tours in Maui was already sold out, which was the Upcountry and the Lavender Tour. I'm shocked, but that was sold out already. So, okay, well, thanks very much, Barry, and I appreciate it. And again, if anybody, now that you see the ease of using this site, it's not a big deal. It's a brand new site for them, so they've made our lives a lot easier, but that number is yours for the using. Sometimes we're too busy. Just call the number. Melanie is our contact often, but any of the reps over at Short Trips are happy to help you, and they're as well versed as Barry is on the trip. Robin and I know a little bit here, a little bit there. We design it. We try to make sure everything fits for us. Your feedback is wonderful. We need it. That helps us design the vacations. But the folks at Short Trips are really the experts. So thanks for being online with us tonight, Barry. Thank
you, Tammy. Have a great cruise.
All right.
I really do.
We'll send you a postcard.
Bye-bye.
So moving ahead now into one more area that is actually completely optional, and that is the cruise line check-in. The cruise lines have created super sophisticated and, in my estimation, complicated websites with oodles of information. And for those of us who have cruised often, you may not need to look at all of the things that are on the site, but for those who are brand new cruisers, it's wonderful. It's all there for you. So we're trying to show you that between the Singles Travel International website, our itineraries, the frequently asked questions, the Short Trip site, which has all of the options for you to take advantage of while you're on your cruise vacation. And then, of course, the cruise line themselves will have your basic information about your booking and your cabin assignments and the deck plans and what you are able to do on board the ship and the restaurants and so on. So I'm going to navigate this a little bit for you. And I'm already logged in. So let me just log out here so that I show you what it looks like. When you go to the Norwegian Cruise Line site, I'm not into their survey at this moment, but right up here in the corner, everybody can see that. Well, I better not bump it up. You won't be able to see it. So we're going to log into MyNCL. Now, I happen to have created an account already. If you haven't, then this page pops up regardless of whether or not you have an account, and you would just create one here. So you put in your first name, your last name, your birth date, If you have a current reservation, yes, of course, it will ask you for your reservation number. And you might say, where is that reservation number? So I'm going to show you right now where you would find that. And this is the inside workings of Singles Travel International, where it all happens on the back end. And here's an example of an invoice that everybody receives once they make a reservation. This is for Chris. She doesn't mind. She's in Southeast Asia, so she doesn't know that I'm showing her business here on the site today. But she has an ocean view room at the Outrigger, and then her cruise reservation, right below that is your confirmation number. This number right here is the number that you would use to log into the Norwegian Cruise Line site. If you're missing that, let us know, and Robin will shoot out a new invoice to you. And by the way, had some last-minute roommate changes in the last couple of days, and so we sent messages to everybody, and this is your, oh, there's Mary Delia, hi. This is your reservation number. So I'm going to get rid of that. You would put that in this box. Your ship is the Pride of America, and then, of course, your sailing date is March 17th. So you would fill all that in and create an account. I'm actually going to log in here since I have an account already. And give me a second here. What's nice about the Pride in some ways is that because it's one of their older ships, there is no need to pre-reserve any shows or dining. So if any of our members are out there who've done the Epic or the Allure or the Oasis with Royal Caribbean and NCL, there's all this conversation about shows and dining, and that's where we started to get a little bit crazy with all the homework and the things that were required of our members before they even got on a cruise. I mean, we all have our calendars at work and our personal schedules, and now we're supposed to do this on vacation. Yikes. So on the Pride,
yeah.
Yes.
I was reading somewhere where this cruise is more casual than like when we're used to the Caribbean. It's like I guess more. Is that true of Hawaii? Like the more
yes, like I said, Sandy, flip flops, bathing suits, Hawaiian.
But I mean at
shirts,
night too. Like when we go to the luau, it's like slack outfits, casual. There's no formal night then.
No, there's no formal night.
Okay.
Norwegian Cruise Line as a company does not promote formal nights either.
Okay.
So if you're in here on the vacation, I'm going to take you to the vacation summary first because the check-in online is here. And I know that most of you will be able to walk through that very easily. Here is a summary of my reservation, cabin number, category, etc. Here's your day-to-day itinerary. But down below, and I'll bump this up a little bit, here's some of the heart of the matter. And as I said, there's no prepaid services on this one unless you book some short excursions with NCL, which is an option for you. And you may search for those under the Explore and Plan section of this site. So if there's something that you don't see on Shore Trips and they don't provide it, and Norwegian Cruise Line offers it, and you can't leave Hawaii without it, absolutely book it. We will be here when you get back on the ship with open arms and to give you a good time. So, guests, shows you, for some of you have been matched with a roommate. This is your opportunity to see who your roommate is. Oh, I'm rooming with Sergio. Surprise. Here is some information about the ship. More details here. And here's where you're able to see all the cool restaurants that are on board. We've got lots of options here. Some of them are included in the price of the cruise, and some of them are additional. We have the first 24-hour pizza delivery service. For $5, you're able to get a pizza delivered to your cabin. Now, here is another option. Excuse me. I'm getting a little bit of an echo. I apologize for that. So Jefferson's Bistro, for example, is a French cuisine theme, and it's a $20 fee. But the main thing to know is take a look at the site here, see what kind of whets your appetite. when you get on board the cruise ship on Saturday, we'll have a welcome aboard meeting. Michael and Gretchen will be there, and we will have already pre-reserved tables of 8 or 10 for our group, and then all you have to do is sign up for that once you get on board the ship. We try to make it very easy for you. Entertainment, lots of neat shows. There's magicians. There's Second City, and they have shows every night that will be scheduled sometime around 7:30 or 9:30. Each night in the main dining room, and there are 2 of them, Singles Travel International will have a table area that's specifically reserved for our group, just like any of our other cruises. And the first night when we all get together, we'll have an assigned area or an assigned table for all of our guests just for that first night so that we mix and mingle. And then after that, it'll be called a round-robin dining, and you'll be able to switch around and sit with whomever you'd like for the rest of the 7 nights or the rest of the 6 nights on board the cruise. And if you choose to do one of the optionals, you'll go off and do that one night. And then late night, we'll have another get-together, whether it's in one of the dance clubs or up on deck. We are planning several theme nights for this cruise. We're going to be very busy during the day, so there won't be what we call a sea day where we do dance lessons and so on and so forth because everybody's off seeing the islands of Hawaii. That's what this is all about, the nature and the beauty of Hawaii. But when we come back at night, we'll have hot tub parties. We've got a blue Hawaii themed night, so it's come dressed as Elvis or just in blue. We're going to have a white night. We have St. Patrick's Day the first day. We're also doing the Hawaiian-themed luau night. And we have, for the first time ever, a castaway-themed party. So get your creative juices flowing now so that you're ready for us and you're able to pack your costumes and bring it along with you. Now, as always, the costume wearing and the themes are optional. Our group tends to get into it very, very seriously. Anybody looked at the pictures from Las Vegas or from New Year's Eve, we've got some really fun members who like to show off what they've got on our theme night. So, but if you are not inclined to do that, don't feel badly. Not everybody loves a costume. And so we won't hold it against you. You'll just be the one taking the pictures of everybody else and having a great time. So here is really a great area for you to see everything that there is to have about the ship. And I'm going to go back a little bit here to your MyNCL, which is the same area where you will actually be able to see your reservation and then finally do your check-in. And again, this is optional for those of you who are super, super busy. That's fine. You're able to still check in at the cruise ship with your photo ID, which is a government-issued photo ID like a license or an ID card. No passport needed. And you'll fill in all of this reservation information in advance or just simply check in when you get to the pier. It makes it a little bit quicker. There's a couple of forms that you won't have to fill out when you get there, but it's not the end of the world either way. Again, no stress. It's a vacation. So that's the conclusion of everything you need to know before you go in terms of the nitty-gritty and things that people might want to do to get prepared. But I will leave this now with our frequently asked questions page, which is another resource for you to be able to find out more. And I'm pretty sure that most of you that are on the webinar tonight have taken a look at that. But you can call our office, and I see one of the comments here. I have no idea what the castaway is. Remember the movie with Tom Hanks, Wilson? So we're going to be wearing what we might imagine if we were shipwrecked on a private island for 10 years without any Marshalls, TJ Maxx, or Macy's. So, okay, you're going to bring your volleyballs. You got it. Okay, great. Gilligan's Island, good suggestion. I'd like to just see if there are any questions now, and I'm glad that we had a nice open format. This is my first webinar and our first STI webinar, and we love some feedback. It's a little bit general in nature, but the purpose, again, was to let everybody know that it's a vacation, and there's lots of paperwork that comes out and lots of information, but the basic is, show up with your flip-flops, your bikinis, and your sunscreen, and then do whatever it takes to prepare yourself. But even once you're on board, if you didn't sign up for any shore excursions, that's okay too. Michael and Gretchen are there to help you. It's your vacation. So let's keep it fun, let's keep it light, and just know that we care that you have a good time. And we've been doing this for 18 years, so those of us who have cruised with us know how much we love you all. Okay, I see a couple of questions here. Let me see if this doesn't blow up my system. Loretta, Freddie, we're working on it. That's an inside joke between Loretta and one of her previous cabin stewards who happened to be excellent. Lots of us listening but not using microphones to talk back. That's fine. So please use the chat and the Q&A, and I'm trying to follow some of the comments here. It looks like people are happy that we did it. No formal nights. Somebody came in late. No, absolutely no formal night. NCL does not celebrate formal nights, and we won't either. It's Hawaii. It's kind of Key Westy in nature, so we're going to keep it really casual. Let's see. Social nights, yes. Social nights are listed on the Get Ready. This is something new that we're doing here, again, in an effort so that for those of you who want to print out information, you've got it. Otherwise, if you want to, we always do about 45 days beforehand a Get Ready document, and then that gets you a little bit primed for the things that you want to do, and here's the themes that we were talking about, and talks about how to book the shore excursion once again and how to check in online, everything we just did today, but now you've got a visual. And then you wipe out your screen and get rid of your website. And so give me a second here. Well, what I was going to say is that after that, after the Get Ready, we end up doing our final document letter, which would be all the final details about meeting us on site and actually getting together with Gretchen and Michael at the hotel and checking in, and that'll show up here under vacation details and meetup information after March